Hey everybody, Mike D here. Welcome to the program. We continue our Lunkerville RV escapade through the Northeast, and our next stop is Lake Simcoe, Ontario. That's in Canada for all you Americans. We'll be fishing for smallmouth bass with the Canadian Cowboy, Aaron Anders. I like to call him the Cowboy because he's got a kind of country singer type name, Aaron Anders, and he likes to run the line. What's running the line? Let's go to Lunkerville and find out.
Got one! Fish on!
It seems in every town in America that there's a secret fishing spot where the water runs clear and the bass are always biting. And at that spot, there's an unsung hero who knows every stump, laydown, and lily pad. Seems all he's got to do is wet a line. And sure enough, he's reeling in a big bass. So if you're looking for real people with real fish stories, then hop a ride. We're going to Lunkerville.
Should be a trucker. Aaron Anders, man, what's up?
Good to meet
How
you,
you
Mike.
doing?
Welcome to Barrie.
Thank you.
Pumped to have you
Barrie,
here.
Ontario, Lake Simcoe.
The legendary.
Legendary Lake Simcoe. You know, I've been seeing your posts on Facebook, and man, you know how to fish.
Well, we'll see if we can live up to it today, right? Fishing's fishing, but I think, for October, if we're gonna get this kind of weather, I think we're gonna have an awesome day no matter what. So this is me here. So I'm
Ooh, yeah. So that's aluminum.
aluminum.
Nice. I like the aluminum Triton.
Yep.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
so it'll be fun to.
So why would you
get
pick
it.
aluminum over fiberglass?
Well, I think it's nice with all the small lakes around here to have a smaller, lighter boat. I mean, if it's 2 feet of water and it's not a big lake, you know, being so light, I can put it just about anywhere.
So it's a lot lighter.
It's a lot lighter,
Yeah.
easier to tow, fun
That's
to
a big
fish out of.
boat. I mean, that's a comfortable looking boat there.
I'm more than comfortable, and you have a wife or a bunch of people out,
Uh-huh.
or guys like you, we can have
Yeah,
a ton
man.
of fun in it no matter what.
All right.
Guys like him because he's fat?
Exactly.
No, I lost like 30 pounds, man. Hey, look at this, look at this, look at this. You remember last season, I was having a hard time getting into that Life Fest. Remember we were filming with Lord Stock. But look at that, that's not bad.
That's why I
saw
invited you out this season.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big fish. With Aaron Anders, man. Kidding me? What's Woo?
So yeah, a good friend of mine and I made a tungsten brand, a fishing
Cool.
brand a little while ago, and it's been absolutely fun. And we always love to yell woo when you catch a big fish. So we
It's a
thought,
great-
what better way to name a business, right?
Great name for a brand. Woo!
Ready to roll?
What's the plan?
Well, we're gonna go out. There's a few spots that are down on this side of the bay. We'll kind of work our way out. We'll start close and then work our way out. Get some drop shots. We're gonna throw some big swim baits too.
Drop
a little
shots
bit
and swim
different.
baits.
So we'll kind of go two ends of the extreme. We'll see what happens. And I think, you know, with the water being so much warmer than it normally would be in the clouds, that we're probably gonna be pretty scattered. So we'll have to find what depth they are at first, and then we'll run a big line at that depth and see how many we can catch.
So okay, interesting. So you're picking the depth and then running the line.
That's what we're gonna.
I
That's
like
what.
it.
That's
That's like
the plan.
lyrics to a good country song. I
It
think.
does. It sounds. Maybe we should write a song while we're out here.
But
today.
we have a lot of time. Do you play an instrument?
I don't.
That's all right.
That's all right.
You're a
Can
singer.
learn.
You sing? Karaoke.
Sure. Karaoke.
Cool.
We'll take it.
I'll manage you. I
Yeah.
get 20%.
Deal.
Okay. Picking the depth, running the line. There's something happening here, man.
You're running the line.
There's something happening here,
It's
man.
on your
You got like a
minds.
country music star name.
Yeah.
Aaron Anders.
I'm gonna have to get boots for Christmas.
Find the depth, run the line. That's gonna be your hit song, #1.
It's a lot of pressure, but I think we can handle
That's the
it.
name of the first album.
That's the
Woo!
album. That's the album cover right there. I love it. I love it.
Lunkerville is presented by South Bend, a fishing tradition since 1906. Also sponsored by Zip Fire Starters. Give your fire some zip. Cruise America, RV rental and sales. See what's out there. And Deeper, the #1 portable fish finder.
Welcome back, folks. Let's see what Mike's up to.
So these guys are working a point, it looks like.
Yeah, this is a lot of perch that come in. They follow the little shiners that come in. Bass are following those shiners, but also the perch, and everybody's just trying to get fat for the
They look
winter.
vertical. They're
Yeah.
vertically jigging.
So they're just right over top of those perch and just they're catching Thanksgiving dinner in a different way, I guess.
So where are we going now?
So yeah, again, we're gonna head kind of towards that white building. We'll fish that shoreline.
This one here.
Yeah, and it's got some rocks and stuff on the shore, but really it starts to drop off, and there's a real good drop off that they can use a bunch of different depths as they get ready for the fall. So there's lots of stuff that's there for them, and we're gonna go see how many we can trick there. And if they're not there, we'll bump up about another kilometer, and we'll see where they are today. Let's go see what we can do. And you want to start with a drop shot, and I'll maybe
Whatever
throw
you
it.
say, man.
The best might just be as we run the line.
Run
If
the
you want
line.
to drag,
So am I just dragging and
just
and
drag
not-
it and
no
I'll
action
cast.
at all? Just
That's
dragging.
the whole thing. I think, yeah, just typical drop shot. I mean, a lot of those fish, we were talking about it before, that are eating all those the small minnows that come into the bay. But you get the tungsten weight. We talked about
That's
the
the
tungsten
woo
weight.
tungsten weight. How
So we have
heavy is
3/8
that?
ounce because we don't have a lot of wind.
3/8.
And then the thing that we did with woo is we painted them green. So I think a lot of
why
people,
not?
you know, they've always got painted weights when it's on a Texas rig, but because that weight is down, I don't think a lot of people think about it. But you've got that bright little piece of metal chasing your bait along. At this point now, it makes it a little bit more finesse. We call it the Invisa shot. Drop
Shot.
shot.
I like it. I like it. Okay, then what do we got here?
So it's just a little plastic minnow. It's a little Berkeley minnow.
plastic.
And then, yeah, as I said, just trying to imitate what's
good.
there.
Looks
gonna
like a little bass.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a big swim bait to start, a 5.5-inch swim bait for me. So there's a lot of herring and stuff that are out this way too. Big fish. They're trying to get fat for the winter. So, a lot of times they'll come out and eat a real big bait. So we'll see if they'll eat the big bait, see if they'll eat the small bait, and then once we figure out what they're eating, we'll both do the same thing.
It's a good plan.
Cool. If you look on the graph right now, so that's a
Oh, yeah, now I'm seeing
huge
it.
school
Whoa.
of minnows.
So that's a big bait ball.
Just it's just thousands and
Whoa,
thousands of
that's
bait.
humongous.
You can see them sometimes in a little bit shallower water, and it almost looks like the bottom. You're in 30 feet, but you can see it looks like the bottom's in 12. But then you realize it's just the top of a massive bait school. It's incredible how much bait is in the.
That is it just goes
water.
on and on.
It makes it harder to catch them sometimes, right?
It's
I mean,
like
they've got so
all
much
you
to
can
eat.
eat
Exactly.
golden corral of bait balls.
Yeah, the golden corral, exactly.
Man, look at that. Daryl, take a look at this right here. Look at that thing. That's all bait right there. And we're drifting.
Yeah, I'll use the trolling motor a little bit. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of drift along here with the wind, nice and slow, and the
I
drift.
shouldn't
we're
be
gonna
doing anything.
Just hold it.
Just hold it.
Just hold it.
So it says 32 feet.
Yeah, so this is where we're gonna start. We might
pretty
go
deep.
in a little shallower.
So what am I waiting for? Is there going to be a little tick? Is there going to be a tug?
Yeah, you probably have a bit of a tick, and then you'll feel a lot of that weight. So where we are right now, you're probably gonna have a lot of sand bottom, so you won't feel a whole lot, and then all of a sudden, one will come grab it, and when one does come grab it, there's no doubt. So it'll be good.
Aaron, tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what do you do for a living? Ooh, what do you do for a living? I'm getting little ticks.
Yeah, it's good. So I grew up in Barrie. So I grew up right here, and kind of moved around a bit. I was in Boston, actually. I was in the U.S. for a few years, and I've come back here just in the last couple of years now, and my wife and I live just north here in Aurelia.
There you go, there's a fish. Oh yeah. Aaron's on. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Ooh, that's a big one.
There we go.
That's a nice smallie.
Start them off like that.
Yeah. Oh man. Whoa.
All right.
Oh, I had a bite. Man, look at that pig.
There we go.
It's a horse.
We'll start them off.
Beautiful.
Just choking that big swim bait.
Nice one, Aaron.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
How big
You'll
is
start.
that?
I don't know. What is he, like 2 3/4, 3 pounds?
That's over
3
3
1/4.
pounds. Yeah.
This will be a little one by the end of the day. Let's hope.
Oh, don't.
Let's see if we
even
end up with this guy's a
start
little
with
one.
me with that.
All right, buddy. Thanks. Good start.
Beautiful. Nice one, Aaron.
There we go.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's a nice fish.
Choked it too. I got the
Exciting.
shakes like I've never caught one before. I think like that's just
That's
such
awesome,
that's such
man.
the best part
That's
of
awesome.
to me the best part of fishing is how many fish have you caught? And I still got the shakes going here. Like I've
shakes.
never caught one before. It's just so much fun. It never gets old. So
Isn't that cool? And you know, if you can always have that feeling when you catch a fish, it's like being a little kid. You know, that's what I love.
people ask me why I have so much fun. Haven't you caught, thousands of fish? I said, well, just come out. Go catch a couple, and then they get the shakes, and they go, oh, I get it.
The shakes.
I get it. As soon as they get the shakes going, it's a whole different deal.
Man.
Have you ever wondered why everyone on the show looks just like you? And your friends? And your kids? Because they are. For over 14 years, Lunkerville has been the TV program that features real people with real fish stories. And you can be on the show too. All you need is a passion for fishing. We'll come to your town, fish on your honey hole, and you'll be the star of your own episode of the show. So join our Facebook page, interact with other folks over there, and we just may be featuring you next.
So you said you're married? You have kids?
I'm married. We got married about 2 years ago. No kids, but we're expecting our first here in about a month. So
Congrats, man.
yeah, it'd be an awesome, and different Christmas season. But we'll have our first. We'll actually have a son here in about a month. So
Fantastic. And what do you do for a living?
So I run a student entrepreneurship program in Ontario. So we basically take some of the top performing college and university students and give them the opportunity to manage and oversee one of our existing businesses for the summer. So it's a home servicing company. It's called College Pro. And we just give students that opportunity that are looking for some real world experience to do something different than cut grass or, file papers.
Very cool, very interesting. It's important.
It's kind of like fishing. You and I could talk and I could tell you everything I know, but it's completely different when you're out on the water and doing it for real. So that's exactly what we try to do.
Now, is this your home lake? Is this your Lunkerville?
I guess this would be my Lunkerville. I mean, it's crazy the number of big fish. I mean, we just had a smaller local tournament right out of where we launched last weekend, and for 5 smallmouth, 29 pounds won.
Wow.
There's a tournament in a couple weeks that every year they try and break 30 pounds.
Man.
And it's just a common thing in the fall. So it's truly one of the best big fish fisheries, but at the same time, it's tricky. It's a really big body of water, and they're smallmouth, so they move all over the place. So, it's an incredible lake, and I think that's part of what keeps you coming back, though, too, is that you can have a day where you catch a whole bunch of big fish, and then another day where it just feels like you can't find them. So,
The challenge makes it fun.
100%.
Yeah, see, that doesn't look like fun to me.
There's one. Yeah, that's one of those good ones.
You got one?
I think it's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
He's not as big as I thought he might have been, but
He looks big to me.
it's definitely one of those real ones, I guess. Get one of those.
Oh, you
real
switched.
fish. Yeah, I switched it just a little bit. Let's see if we can't hit this guy.
Yeah. All right.
I thought he'd be
Nice.
bigger than that, but we were just talking about football and Thanksgiving, I guess, right? That's what.
Look
what
at him,
that
he's
belly
fat.
is,
You
right?
got a nice belly. You got a few gobies in there.
Exactly.
Woo.
I wouldn't call him super big, but this guy was feisty for
Definitely
sure.
feeding.
Crazy.
So what did you switch to there?
It's fishing the same thing. I just started moving it along the bottom though, just a bit of a different color and
You're bouncing it off bottom.
bouncing off the bottom instead of casting it.
It's like summer.
Crazy. There's one.
Oh, there you go. You got one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
Nice.
There he is.
All right.
There you go.
On the spinnerbait.
Spinnerbait, bit different.
So you got 2 bites on the spinnerbait, one you hooked up into.
A little bit different, little guy.
That's not
Still fun.
It's not a little guy. Well, I
Little
guess-
dude.
Very nice.
They're fun though. They're still good.
Right.
Thanks, bud.
Now, what does a spinnerbait mimic? Like, what does a fish think it is?
I've never asked one.
What do you
I-
think the fish thinks?
I think what they think it is just a small school of bait fish, and they come up to take a look at it. And then obviously the body is a little bit different than the blades, and I think they choose to eat that. So
That's a whole mouthful of food. It's the mama and the kids. A mouthful.
a mouthful.
That's a mouthful.
That's a mouthful.
Right there.
So
Well, you don't want to leave the kids motherless.
yeah, it's just not fair.
Additional support for Lunkerville provided by Fishing Paradise 3D. Download for free at the App Store, Google Play, and Facebook. The Zip Instant Light Barbecue Tray, the impromptu no-fuss barbecue solution.
Aaron, when did you start fishing? What's your first fishing memory? What got you into it?
I remember fishing as a real young kid, like 3-4 years old, with my dad. I think it was kind of a bit of an escape for my mom from a crazy 3-4-year-old kid. So we used to go down to the river for a couple hours and fish, and my dad loves to fish, and it's just something that we could do, I think, to get me out of the house when I was young. And high school was a 10-minute walk from a little lake, so I'd fish in the morning before school, and I'd fish after school, and take some buddies home, or take some buddies down to the lake. And it was always funny to see friends showing up to school to put their rods in their locker.
I've never heard that before, but yeah, fishing rods in the locker, man.
Yeah,
I didn't even think of that when I was a kid.
It was no, it was super cool. I think at least it was to us. In that time, some people were worried about students bringing a gun to school. The contraband that me and my friends were bringing were fishing rods, so it was fun.
Good wholesome after-school fun.
Is that another line in the song? There's one. I don't think he's very big. He's just a very little guy, I think. He's just a little dude. Real little dude. He doesn't belong
You're keyed
out.
in though.
Doesn't belong out here. This little guy.
He belongs. Okay, you're catching them on all different baits here.
Yeah, we haven't really locked in on much.
I'm catching them on nothing.
Little guy.
All right.
Little guy.
Very nice.
Thanks, pal.
Show us what bait you got there. What do you got there now?
So he's got that one on a little spy bait. It's a little jerk bait kind of bait, but what's that? Four on 4 different baits at this point?
Yeah, I know, and I've caught 0 on 4 different baits. 3 different baits.
They're
Caught
coming your
nothing.
way.
Caught nothing. I'm totally lost. I can't focus. I'm feeling a little lightheaded right now.
Just means you're gonna get the big one.
Okay.
Just means you're gonna get that.
It does
that
happen that way
giant.
sometimes. What do you know about smallmouth bass?
Well, they sure move around a lot, and they can change a lot day to day. I think they follow bait a lot, and there's some that'll stay resident, obviously, but if you find a group of largemouth around some weeds, they'll stay there for a long period of time. If you find a group of smallmouth somewhere, they could be 2 miles away the next day. So it's really just. Oh,
There's
that's
a fish.
a fish.
There's
That a boy.
There's a fish. I pulled the drop shot out just, I don't know, at a whim. It seemed a little shot. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, nice fight.
There you go, Mike.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a buddy with
I
him,
got
too.
him. I got him. He's got a buddy.
Yeah,
Is there a
you
follower?
Yeah, I see the follower just
No,
behind
I
him.
don't see him.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. I got him.
You got him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got you.
There you go, Mike.
Yeah. It took a little while, Aaron, but man, yeah. And I went back to the drop shot. That was my second cast in hours on that drop shot. But I saw that we went to 24 feet of water. Gave it a shot. I wasn't having any luck with the spinnerbait. Boom! Sweet.
It is kind of crazy when you think about this sport.
Yeah.
You know, you and I haven't met other than this morning, and we'll get into a place here where we can probably get 10 feet away from each other max and go spend a day.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy different sport. I can't think of anything else that's like that whatsoever, where, you know, it'd be like if you had a complete stranger say, hey, you want to go spend the day in the car? You'd be like, what? This guy's crazy. But, you know, for us to be able to go out and, you know, fish for a couple of hours it's been and know that much about each other and be able to go out and have some fun, but be, you know, so confined. It's completely different. People don't really get it, I guess, unless they're part of it. So.
I know, and that's one of the most important things I think that fishing offers is that it forces you to get to know each other.
Yeah.
Whether it's somebody who you're meeting for the first time, me and you, or a family member or a friend. I mean, what other sport does that? And you catch fish. You get the excitement of catching fish. You learn about lures and techniques. It's a wonderful thing. And, you know, I feel like I know you. I feel like we've been friends for years. And we've, you know, talked on social media and this and that. And I've seen your pictures on Facebook and stuff. But it's great, man.
It's great.
Great time.
For sure.